live life in disguise. Cause real recognize I ain't gotta compromise. I keep it concise, the gang tight like ties. On the industry advice, I'm outside with some good fellas and some nice guys trying to live life in the sky. We lit in real life, we don't pay to be verified. We just manifest, lay and grind on the rise. We defy the odds like it's nothing, time after time. God bless this eternal shine, yeah. Eyes on the prize, it's my life sold up. 5:45, had the lights on us. Fries for the side of an ice cola. You know that ride till the tires fall off. She know I'm a D, I got a date with destiny. She coming to me, cause I got the flavors and recipe. She racing to me like an athlete. She two with the G's, cause she know it. Eyes on the prize just to see how far I go. Shoot.
It's one of the NFL's newest venues, but it's already earned a reputation as one of its best. This is US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. One final month to push for the playoffs or start preparing for the future. Here we go. It's week 14. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. McCarthy throwing right away. It'll be Cox. Here's Ty Chandler. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Tackled by Jack Campbell.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Second and 6 now. As a man, Justin Jefferson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. They send the tight end in motion left. 1st and 10, here's McCarthy. Pass is caught, it's T.J. Hawkinson. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Back to the air, McCarthy. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. So they let first down stand since it worked out well for them. The penalty declined. That brings up 2nd and 10. Offense to the line for 2nd down. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Throws into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted! That's Cole Bishop! Wow, what an exciting start to this game, Brock. Apologies to the former QB and you. It's not an opening drive touchdown, but an interception instead.
Yeah, exciting for one side. That would be the defense. Demoralizing for the other side as an offense. First salvo, listen, it goes to the defense. And now it really sets the stage for what I love and what you love, Kate, in this game of adjustments, in the game of back and forth. Who's going to respond next?
And he's taken down here at the 16-yard line.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
And the Vikings add an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. Back to throw. This is complete to Gibbs. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
On 2nd and 12 now. Finds a seam down the middle. Free inside the 30. Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions drive the length of the field and take a 6-0 lead. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Lions will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Lions have it all set as they send this one downfield. Nixon now to return it. He's got a lane up past the 30. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Trying it right side with Chandler. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
From the shotgun, McCarthy has his man. It's Addison. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Tackled by Jack Campbell.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
They kick the running back in motion. From the shotgun, McCarthy escapes the pocket. And this one's incomplete. Too low as it skips off the ground. Looking for Justin Jefferson on that throw. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Throwing on 3rd, McCarthy. Complete to Shakir. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
It's Vikings ball as we return for the second, and they've got to be thinking points here. That's Jefferson. He's got it. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on third down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
I can promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Less than a yard needed here on 4th. Shotgun handoff now to Chandler. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a first.
Come on now. Was there any doubt who they were going to go to right there? That was always going to be a run play. No problem converting on 4th.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Situational football. Looking at 1st and goal, these defenses know what's coming at them. More often than not, a run play. It really is better to throw the ball unless you've got a way to disguise the run, and there was no disguising on that one.
Second and goal coming up from the 7. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Now McCarthy. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
You know, a couple of my favorite nicknames, Kate, over the last decade in football. The Legion of Boom, obviously, out in Seattle. But how about the no-fly zone that was cooking in Denver? That right there, that is a no-fly zone. Trying to make the play in the end zone, and a beautiful job by the defender to knock it away. Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. We'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he gets him around 6 there. Quincy Williams making the tackle. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
They touch him down as he finds enough to pick up the first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Off the play fake, he'll throw. That's caught. Rashid Shaheed makes the play. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
The rookie from Miami, they're on the stop.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in the locker room and in the huddle is you could be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Looking for a throw here. To the right, and intercepted! And the Vikings take over as he records his 10th career INT. So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive, 1st and 10. McCarthy to throw it. He put everything he had into this one. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Trying to find Justin Jefferson. And it's going to be second down. On play action now, McCarthy. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
McCarthy throwing on third down. Toward the sideline and caught by Addison. And he goes down a little short of the 40. That play goes for 9. Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. First and 10 from the 41. They are throwing it again. He's got him. That's Addison. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
From the 32. Ooh, incomplete there on second down, but boy, a risky throw on a check down of all things. Nearly picked off and headed the other way.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Chandler again. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. Vikings out of the hurry-up need everyone back to the line. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Jeremy Chin has got it. And the Lions take over as he records his 10th career INT.
I know he started to play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, evaded obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. That would make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion. I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Detroit calls timeout. It's second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Ball on the 45, first and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Completed to his running back. And he is hit hard shortly after that catch. Great job hanging on to that, but only a small gain on that play.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The 2 were right there, and then netted some positive yards.
Here's second and 7. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up. Back now, pressure on its way. That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left. Trying getting it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. So they're left with 4th down here.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. He'll throw it. And this falls incomplete with just 2 seconds remaining.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Throwing it just before halftime. Getting out to his left. That one hits the ground incomplete, but a flag also hit the ground. Let's sort this out. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Heward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. Returnable from the 2. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set, first and 10. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. This has been a trend, yet another interception. And the Vikings take over on his 5th interception of the season. And it doesn't matter who gets that ball to start the second half because he picks it off on the very first play.
I wonder at halftime, down there in that locker room on the whiteboard, if that defensive coaching staff just said simply, go get the ball. It's exactly what they do, and it totally changes the complexion of this second half.
Has the connection to Hawkinson. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Trying down the middle with Chandler. And he'll bring it to the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings start the second half with some needed points. Extra point is up and good from Slot. And the Vikings tie things 10-10. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. He's going to field this at the 2. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, it keeps that defense honest.
From the 28. Throw complete to Williams. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Gets this one to Shaheed. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
On 1st down, it's Gibbs. Has a lane inside the 35. And he has it down to the 26-yard line. They got 24 yards on the play. And that gives the Lions the first.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
Play action on 1st down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Looking for Sam Laporta with that one. And now it's 2nd down. They motion the tight end over. 2nd and 10 now. He's got Shaheed. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit. And you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Quick slant caught by Shaheed. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. This one goes for 3 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit. Throwing it again here. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They'll throw it again. This one's caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have first and goal.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Still sticking with the passing game. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. As that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. So after the incomplete pass, here's second and goal. Gibbs will not challenge for the end zone. He loses a bunch here.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle instead, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, third and goal. They'll try and throw it here. And they will score. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions take a third-quarter lead. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. That one splits the uprights. And the Lions break that tie and now lead by 7. The Lions have it all set as they send this one downfield. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up second down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Jeremy Chin has got it. And the Lions have it as he records his 7th interception of the season.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in coverage-wise to every route combination they're trying to throw?
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And that'll bring up second down.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And he's taken down at the 30. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
Just how many times do we see teams go to this route? You can go to a Little League field, tell them to, hey, run to the post. It's a playbook staple. And he's someone you could depend on to create space and make catches out of it.
Finds Laporta. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
A touchdown aside. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. He'll throw it yet again. Throwing the out route complete. And he's able to get this down to the 13. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Handoff running left. Here's Gibbs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. It's a gain of 3 after the loss, but still 3rd and 8 to work with. He'll throw it. This throw is caught. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a 2-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. It is caught left side. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Good offenses. Kate, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And that is a big hit right after that catch, so the play limited to maybe just a couple yards.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Back to the air, McCarthy. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Hockenson reels it in. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It's a 13-yard pickup, and no worry at all on their side from being able to reach that marker on 4th down. That was impressive. Throwing on 1st, it's McCarthy. Has him on the quick hitter. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams would call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game. His make there, they had to have that one. And it really does set up a judgment call down on the field. This is where special teams coach and head coach are talking about game management. You got 3 timeouts left, so you really can write either script you want. Onside kick or send it deep.
Returnable from the 2. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30. Again, left side for Gibbs. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. It's the 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis. Lions feeling lucky with a 7-point lead. To go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Another one for Gibbs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. He'll look to throw it. Pass complete to Gibbs. And he'll get it up to the 44. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll go right side with Gibbs. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry. Minnesota spends its 2nd time out here. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Again, it's Gibbs. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Gibbs now from the gun. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. 5-yard gain. That's going to bring up 4th and 3. The Lions this somehow is only going to be our first punt of the game. Detroit calls timeout. It's second. And they'll have just one left to burn now. On comes Jack Fox to handle the fourth down punt for the Lions. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. And it's out of bounds without a whole lot of room for error. He hit it well. They're saying it's out at the 4. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Trying to push it deep downfield. They connect on the deep shot. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So the Lions get the win on the road. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a win for the Lions as we bid you farewell from Minneapolis.